Yeah, yeah, uh. Pocket full of money, swish loaded with cash. Celebration in order, you're now watching a class. Pocket full of money, swish loaded with cash. Celebration in order, you're now watching a class. Pocket. Microphone check 1 2. What is this? I'd like to welcome y'all back to another episode of Unpopular Honesty, the home of brutal honesty and real hip hop music. And today, my special guest is a friend. He has a show in Houston called The Number One Spot. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are familiar with it. You know what I'm saying? It's my man Q Solo. What's going on, brother?
What's happening, my man?
Shit, man, I'm happy that you're here, man. You know we gotta sit down and chop it up.
Already.
Well, for everybody who might not know, when did you decide to do this show called The Number One Spot?
Man, it's started way back in the medieval times, man, when we had cups for phones.
Right.
You feel me? But no, man, it was just a situation, man. I was looking to do something different. Came up like everybody doing music and everything like that. And I was speaking one of my partners one day, and we was like, he had told me about his aunt that she do weddings and stuff like that. And he was like, maybe we could start, filming her weddings and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I had found out about this place called Houston Media Source, where you could take their classes, all that, and do, check out their equipment and stuff like that. Because, boys was working it out. So we was like, it ain't kind of like it is now, where you can get cameras and stuff like that. A dime a dozen. You can use your phone and stuff like that.
Right.
Stuff was still, kind of pricey.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we had one of the conditions to be able to check out the equipment and stuff like that. We had to come up with a show, and we started out early on. Actually, in a barbershop. He was a barber at Lavelle's Barbershop. Shout out to Lavelle's. So we used Lavelle's Barbershop as our set, and I had came up with the name Number One Spot, and shoot, the rest is history.
And just so people will know, how long has the Number One Spot been in? Been out there? How many years?
Man, shoot, I always like to say since MySpace, man, but since 2009, our first show aired July 29th, 2009. Yes, sir.
Wow. That's what's up, man.
We keeping the party going, man. Turning water to wine, you feel me?
Yeah. Well, I want to ask, is there a possibility that you could be getting into movies? Series?
For sure. I actually been dibbling, dabbling. I kind of, been getting my acting on and stuff like that. Actually, in recent times, man, we actually got a stage play called "Waiting on the Plug." It was actually created by my girl Rochelle Gemini. She actually had a album called Weed Hymns. So she basically took gospel songs and kind of turned them into weed type songs. So we were sitting back one day, me and my boy Pirate, and that boy Pirate was like, "Man, we ought to turn this into a stage play." You know what I'm talking about? He was just sitting back, he's like, whenever he associate, gospel songs and stuff like that, stage plays come to mind. So he hit her with the idea. She wrote the script. And shoot, we made it happen. I played Deacon Doobie. Got a cameo in there. You know what I'm talking about. And how my backstory is that past the RG, she got me out for Bissonnette. You know what I'm saying, by the Burger King. You know what I'm talking about. So I got my reform hope. I mean, my deaconesses. You know what I'm saying? in the church or whatever, and we still we turning a new leaf, so we still trying to get everything together. But yeah, it's actually on Tubi right now. Waiting on the plug, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, so y'all go check that out. You know what I'm saying? All the people
Straight
out
up.
there that watch Tubi,
Yeah.
like I do.
Already.
You know, well, I got to ask you about the music. I mean, when I was living out here, the music scene was one way, and
Yeah.
I was kind of used to that. And then, like everything, things changed.
For sure.
How do you feel about the music scene within Houston?
Mm. Man, I could say it's different. Of course, in my opinion, I think a lot of the good music out of Houston, man, actually comes from a lot of independent and or underground artists, man, that may have not, gotten their shot just yet. You know what I'm saying? Because I work with a lot of, underground artists, doing my show and stuff like that. And like it's a lot of artists out there, man, that's just undiscovered, man, that's really got some hot music.
Well, I ask everybody this question. Does Q Solo have a top 5 best rappers?
Top 5 best rappers,
We can go.
man.
We can go of all time, and we can go who you listen to now. You know what I'm saying?
I
Just so
say,
you can,
of all time, man, I always have my go-tos, man. Ice Cube, Rakim, uh, later down the line, Jay-Z. Uh, who else, man? My all time that I still jam. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like A-Ball and MJG was one of my favorite groups. I'm still jamming their music till this day. Oh, and I can't forget my boy K Reno, man. K Reno, man. Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like he was kind of one of the first artists, man. Man, hold up, man. What'd he say? Man, let me rewind that kind of like type situation. But yeah, maybe not exactly in that order, but yeah.
That's a solid top 5, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah.
Hip hop recently turned 50 years old.
Already, man.
With that being said, there's a lot of conversations about hip hop right now.
Mm-hmm.
The most interesting is the turning of the table, so to speak, because just like how I said, the music scene was one way when I was living here.
Yeah.
Then when I moved, or maybe before I moved, the scene changed.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing another shift because you're seeing that these quote-unquote new artists can't sell tickets to their own shows. But you have OGs who are selling out their shows.
And that's for sure.
You have on-air personalities who will get on the radio and say, hey, y'all better stop being boring because major labels are not interested in signing y'all no more.
Yeah.
Then you got one person who get on the red carpet and be like, well, music today is trash because everybody sound the same, everybody look the same, there's no difference, there's no this, that, and the third.
Personality. Yeah.
And now you add all of that together. I can add all that together, and I can honestly say, you know what? I've been saying this shit for years.
Yeah.
And people been calling me a hater. But now you see why I've been saying what I've been saying.
Come on.
But now the question is for you. How do you feel about this turning of the tables, so to speak?
Man, it's pretty interesting, man. I mean, I feel like everybody, of course, deserves their shot. I do kind of feel it is a saturation in the game when it comes to that. It's really no originality. It seems like people kind of go with, if this person did it, or maybe I could do kind of same thing. And I know people do get their ideas. They kind of take bits and pieces from different people to kind of create their own style and things of that nature. But I can't even really say. I mean, it definitely is no originality there, but I'm old school to my heart because I have to jam what has stood the test of time. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? I don't even listen to the radio.
I don't listen to the radio either. I haven't listened to the radio
You
since
know what I'm saying?
2007.
Yeah, for real. Come on, man. Come on.
I mean, but I tell people, and they be like, "Damn, that was a long time ago." I was like, "Yeah, because I saw what was gonna happen before it happened,
yeah, straight up.
and got out the way."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, straight up.
And it was a young man. Shout out to Young Yop. I saw this young man at the dollar store probably like a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Hey, Bread, do you remember that time you got in the car and you said, 'Turn the radio off, I can't listen to the radio'?" And the girl turned the radio off, and he said, "Man, I sat in the back seat and I was so upset about that." He was like, because I just, for the life of me, couldn't understand why you was feeling like that.
Right.
He was like, "But now that I'm older, I understand why you felt like that.
Yeah.
Because these days I get in my own car and don't even turn the radio on."
Come on, man.
And I say, yeah. I try to break it down to people. I tell them, what you listen to is very important.
It is.
Because it's not far from who you are and what you believe.
That's true.
Now, you got to think about today's music. A lot of today's music does not bring out the best or showcase the best. Now, I put it in these terms. Let's flip it. Let's say if all the music was positive and it's being shoved in your mouth like how it is now.
Yeah.
What would the outcomes be?
I feel like it'll be a different frequency in society. Like,
Exactly. But see, that's not how it's made to be.
Right.
Because they showcase
that don't make money
and promote
these
everything
days.
negative.
Yeah.
But all the positive stuff, you have to go find.
Come on. And might
because they're not playing it on radio. They're not advertising. You don't even know these people dropped the album.
Yeah, type stuff.
I go and say, "Hey, Killer Mike just dropped the word. I didn't know that."
Come on.
I was like, "Yo, Nas just dropped the new album." People be like, "No, I ain't even know that."
Yeah.
But you know about everything else.
Come on.
Because it's being pumped and promoted.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, okay. And some people get it because you got people that appreciate real music.
Right.
And that end up being a demographic of people that I cater to as an artist because I could say that my fan base can appreciate real music.
Yeah. I be feeling like, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I be feeling like, man, am I getting old? Cause kind of like the music that we used to jam, our, parents and stuff like that might not necessarily approve of what we was jamming because it had certain, lyrics in it and stuff like that. So I be kind of feeling like that. I don't know, like.
I even watched that flip.
Yeah.
Because, I'm going to be honest, my grandfather, he used to say, "Hey, that shit going to be dead in 5 years."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And 5 years later, I was like, "Hey, remember you told me it was going to be dead in 5 years?" You know what I'm saying? But then, I said, okay, take for instance, my mother.
Yeah.
My mother, Parliament Funkadelic fan.
Yeah, come on now.
I have a deep appreciation for Parliament Funkadelic.
For sure.
But didn't really understand rap, didn't really get rap.
Yeah.
When her son wanted to be a rapper, okay.
Yeah.
But then one day, hit me up out the blue and was like, "You know what? The young man," because he had just passed. He said, "The young man who just died in Las Vegas." She was like, "I like Dear."
Tupac.
She's like, "I like Dear Mama."
Yeah.
And I was because she just so happened to be in Atlanta when he passed, and everybody was leaving flowers at his mother's house in Atlanta.
Gotcha.
So that's how she was like. And then she called me and she was like, "Well, I like the young man that put out Dear Mama. I like that song."
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is my mother telling me that she
Come
likes
on.
a rap song.
Come on.
And, but I watched it flip. So
Yeah.
I watched people who might not have liked rap at one point. Now it's, you can't sell no products without it
Nah,
now.
that is true.
I remember there was a time where rap would not be on the commercial.
Man. Come on.
Now they can't sell you a product without using the rap song.
That is true. Whoop, that is.
I'm serious. Like, we got to look at how far the culture has came. And we came a long way, but it's still, because even when hip-hop turned 50, I'm representing 1973 through 1999.
Yeah.
Why? Because That's the most important era.
Man, come on.
After that, everything started backsliding.
Yeah. It's like, I
Just
don't
being
know.
honest.
Yeah, that,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
music, man, I don't know. It just stood the test of time, man. I guess it's kind of like the stuff that we was going through at that time, and the songs had different types of sustenance to it. You know what I'm saying? We had the songs to ride to, then we had the songs, like you say, to sit back, burn to, and may have on some deep thought. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Story type songs. You know, like I don't know. It just was different then. It's like kind of like the songs nowadays. It's kind of seem the same. Like it's all like twerk songs or all type the same genre, but like the bodies of work that used to be put out back in the days, it was like each song was almost a 360 from what I'm saying from the last song. So it kind of gives you a different type of mood depending on what.
Is there anybody that's out right now that's making music like that, like how you just described? Outside of K, outside of K Reno.
Yeah, right on.
Outside of K Reno, let me say
on.
that. You know what I'm saying?
I can't really say that it is, but I do have some newer artists that I do listen to, and it's simply because like a lot of artists, they kind of putting in some of the stuff that we used to listen, like the ratchet stuff. We used to listen to that resonates, but at the same time they put like little nuggets of motivation in there, and getting your credit right, and doing better, different type of things with your money and stuff like that, like business, on business level type of stuff. So I do listen to that. Just kind of speaking, I guess this, my top 5 for current, like, and my boy Pirate actually put me on him with that boy Currency. Like,
Right.
He kind of old school too, but he was in between the analog age and the digital age. You know what I'm saying? He kind of came with that, but I be on Currency, like I be on that boy Larry June. You know what I'm saying? Because Larry June, he be on kind of.
I like Joyner Lucas too.
Yeah.
There's
Oh
something
yeah,
about
Joyner.
this. There's something about
I
Joyner
haven't listened
Lucas.
to a lot of his stuff, but I do the songs that I have heard is
He
cool.
is serious.
Yeah. He's pretty dope. He's pretty dope. Especially lyrical wise.
Are you a fan of battle rap? When rappers diss each other and make records and stuff like that.
How can I say? I used to listen to like I think Battle Wars. I think back in the days when they used to drop those tapes, and I had kind of fell off of it. But my boy Freddie B had got me on, which is years ago now, but like Smack TV and URL and all that. And I started, and the reason I had kind of got into it because them boys was killing it with the entendres. You know what I'm saying? With the double, triple entendres and the word association, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
How they do it. And I was like, man, hold on, that kind of changed the game for me because I hadn't heard that type of, I heard it here and there, but not just, you know what I'm saying, back to back, kind of how they do it. And I was like, man, that's kind of cold. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like metaphoric, but they be kind of in actuality too, kind of like type. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of hard. So yeah.
Man, please let everybody know, when does the number one spot come on?
Okay. So right now, man, you can check out the number one spot, man. Y'all can binge watch the number one spot on YouTube. It's at the number one spot. That's DANUMBER, the numeral 1 SPOT. Lately, we've been dropping pretty much every Friday new episodes. We're soon to be on Tubi.
Right.
Actually, we're putting that in motion right now. So I'll give y'all the up to date on that one. Just follow us on Instagram and Facebook. You can really Google us, man, but it's the same thing. The number one spot network. That's DANUMBER, the numeral 1 SPOT network. You feel me?
Man, I appreciate you coming to holler at me,
For sure, man. I appreciate you.
we got to do it
having us, man.
again. We got to do it again.
I already got to
You
do
know
the
what I'm saying?
update, baby. Straight up, man. And I just want to say, man, like, I guess kind of cliche now, but, man, giving your flowers, man, you know what I'm talking about, why you can smell them, man. keep doing your thing, man. You
I
know what I'm talking
appreciate
about?
it.
I love the content, man. You know what I'm talking about? Unpopular honesty, man, and it resonates with me because it's in my era. You feel me? I can relate to a lot of the stuff that you be talking about, man. So
I appreciate it.
I already.
On behalf of Q Solo and the good people at One Man Records, I am Cornbread Capone. This is Unpopular Honesty. And until next time, everybody, peace and love, because that's what the world need right now.
Already.
Peace and love,
Straight
man.
up.